Alright. I hope that stopped the stream delay or something. I hope it did. I don't know if it did, but maybe. I don't know. There's a good chance. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just a stupid streamer idiot who exists occasionally. Anyway, they're... Oh no, I'm giving them away. I'm talking too loud. Later, I have the results. Particle density here is fairly low while their velocity is quite high. And they're moving all around and we're all moving in a similar direction. Found it at last. Huh? What did you find? An exit. If the particles are moving fast, then there must be wind, and since wind doesn't occur naturally in a mine, there must be some opening to the outside nearby that's letting it in. Ah, I see. You must have learned it from an anime or something. Girl, fuck off. Don't be mean to Sleepo Beepo. I'll go find the exit right now. Just wait for the news, leader. With that, Belka runs off into the passage on the left. Ugh. You didn't even tell her which way the wind was coming from. Don't worry too much. Belka just happens to be going the right way. The words "listen to instructions" have never managed to take root in that head of hers. She might be a little stupid. Klukai shakes her head and continues into the left-hand passage. Anders, head back to the previous fork and relay what you've learned to the Survey Corps. Then meet up with us when you're done. Mekti, pick up the pace. We need to catch up with Belka. There are quite a lot of elids in here. It'll be dangerous for her if she's alone. As a child, I yearned for the mines. Wow, the mines. They look so nice. Voice support. I wonder why they implemented the idea of, or the, whatchamacallit, the thing of deploy support. I mean, I get it for the, like, challenge stuff, but I guess just introduce the concept. I guess. Helpful, but meh. Go, my scarabs. Belka runs so fast. She's gone in the blink of an eye. It's so dark inside, too. She's got some guts. Stop talking nonsense and keep up. And off they go. Ominous camera pan upward. Thanks for saving me, leader. There were so many elids here, I thought I would never see you again. If you run off by yourself again, you can save yourself. But I just wanted to help, leader. What, it's my fault now? The situation now is dangerous. Any mistake could be fatal for all of us. I won't do it again. I'm sorry, leader. Forgive me, please? Please? Girl, you are lucky I am not going to send you to Davy Jones's locker. After seeing that Belka seems sufficiently contrite, Klukai decides to drop the subject. A short distance away, Anders is running towards the group after passing on her findings to the Survey Corps. Anders, any change in wind speed? Yes, I've been monitoring the wind speed data. The further we go, the higher it gets, so I'm confident we'll find the exit soon. Good. Keep going. At last, 404 reaches the end of the mine tunnel. What the heck is this? No way. The tunnel entry before them has almost been blocked off by rocks, but a wooden beam has fallen to deflect the fallen stones in such a way that there is an irregular hole roughly 30 centimeters wide on the lower left side of the entrance. So there's a chance. Don't worry, they just need to find a cave miner. So they can, because you know they always like going in very precarious spots that are very minuscule and leave them no chance of escape if they go in. There is no light coming in through the hole, probably because it's quite a distance to the outside, but they can hear the cold night wind of the yellow zone blowing through it. Well, there's no way of getting through that. Not even a midget like Magdi could do it. Anders, scan the thickness of the surrounding rocks, assess the loading of the surrounding rocks and support beams, and then see if your big gun can punch through them. Understood. Anders performed some quick measurements. Leader, I estimate I should be able to enlarge the hole to around 50 centimeters or 1 meter wide. That'll do. Also, given the crystallization on the surrounding rocks, this collapse was not caused by the demolition just now, but by something that took place a long time ago. I see. Hookai looks down and thinks. That means there's a high chance this place is a blind spot in Mangu Security's defense layout. If we can make this breach 1 meter wide, it'll allow us and the Survey Corps to escape through it. This probably isn't the right time for this, but my backup battery only has enough charge to barely start up that big gun. It's definitely not enough for an attack. Not even one. That thing gulps up way too much power. I could see it up almost half of my charge on this mission so far. It must have been hard on you, Mekti. I'm not exactly complaining about it here, but I do need to get Deer to improve its efficiency a little. You'll need to meet him first in order to do that. Anders, head back to the fork and update them. Everyone else, stand by. They do be trying at least. They trying plans. Many plans. They have a lot of plans that may or may not work in varying degrees of success. Wow, 4 straight combat nodes. So just straight up story. Where's the story? Yum. 3. Supplies. Really quickly. So we can grab the command key. Ah, this is the stage we're just in. It's different, but familiar. Go, my scarabs. Wow, it's dead. Whoa! Wrong thing. Another one. That last note is a story spoiler, I think. True, it was gameplay. Very brief gameplay. Because it's easy mode stuff that you can do in like 2 minutes. Yum. Like that. this. There is gameplay, I promise. Gameplay elsewhere. Like over here. And here. Look at all this. Look at all this gameplay. And more gameplay. Even gameplay over here. So much gameplay, guys. Please trust us when I say there's gameplay. Do you like PvP? Fuck you, you get pseudo PvP. You get shit like this, where people are nice and they put like one weak character for you to auto clear, and then there's regular people who put actual teams that are actually scary. For example, this guy, Max. Let's fight him. Very quickly. However, with Klukai, there is not much tactical strategy to it, I'm afraid. You will see why in like 1 second. Put you here. So, you see how all these people, they're all healthy, right? They're all very healthy, they're all very dangerous and scary. The disease will be inflicted upon all of them. If you have Klukai, congrats! You don't really need to effectively play the game. Because you just have a character that can inflict the disease on everyone and they die and you win. Yeah, a lot of jiggle physics. It's worse though. Very worse. You think the jiggle physics are bad? Do you really want me to go to the dormitory so you can see the worst this game has to offer? Because I can show you. I'm not exactly happy to admit that. I need to update my defenses. Do I? I don't think I do. I forget. What is your lane known for again? Extreme jiggle physics? Or what? I forget. Extreme booba. Yeah, well, you want to know what Girls Frontline is known for? Girls Frontline 2 specifically is known for? Yeah, okay, yeah. You want to know what GFL2 is known for? Feet. You go to the dormitory, everyone has their fucking dogs out, dude. I mean, everyone. Everyone has their fucking dogs out. Some of them point their dogs directly at the camera. I hate it. It makes me mad. I don't even want to do it ironically. I don't. I really don't. I'm not a feet guy. I'm not. I'm really not. That's what I want to fucking know. Meanwhile, you have swimsuit. Decent clothing. Decent clothing, but her dogs are out. Girl, put your fucking shoes back on. I swear to Christ. Decent outfit. And I think... Ass. Ass showcase. Track star runner. Expected race queen outfit. Swimsuit. No. It can't be Jing Liu. She's sane. And then you just have generic dresses. And then you have this. A monstrosity. I hate this. This sucks. I think Speedstar sucks. This is easily the worst outfit in the game. I hate it. It makes me mad thinking about it. I would much rather have this. It looks way better. She's being tactical, don't you know? Tacticality. Or something. That's why her ass is showing on the fucking thing. She's also a freak. Yeah, this one is cool. I like this one. $13 though, plus Steam tax. But I mean, infinitely better than the free one, which is this slop. And then you have all this. Wow! And then you have gun skins, of course. Because, you know, why won't you have skins for your guns? This is Klukai's signature, whatchamacallit, her signature gun. This is, I forget who this is for. Diane? I think Diane. Probably. Because it's her banner that's up right now. Alongside Mekti. Little Miss G11. Little Sleepo Beepo. And her G11 specific weapon. And then here's Diane. True, it does have some nice costumes. Credit is given where credit is due. It does have nice costumes sometimes. Sometimes. More story, though. After contacting the Survey Corps, Andrus tells Dimitri about the hole they found, and 404's lack of current power. Following Dimitri's orders, 404 returns to the mine tunnel where the Survey Corps are. Huh? Are we giving up on that hole? You just checked all the other tunnels. That might be the only way out. Yeah, that's kind of the disappointing thing, sadly. Characters get cool outfits, but alas. Yeah, not much we can really do about that, unfortunately. We don't have the luxury of doing that. Mangi's security and Blue Sphere might attack any time. Based on our transmission, we don't have much longer left. In addition, we don't have any of the tools we can use, and digging by hand isn't a realistic option either. But wouldn't it be better to have someone watch over it? What if Mangi sends someone through it? We've installed proximity sensors on every tunnel entrance we could find, so we don't have to post sentries. Rather than waste time and effort on that hole, we should meet up with the Survey Corps and come up with another plan. Leader Klukai, I'm still a little worried about the stuff we discussed earlier. I know Mr. Dimitri asked us to take the chip and the recorder while they stayed behind to cover our retreat, and you and Mr. Dimitri basically came to the same conclusion just now. But I can tell that he's hiding something. I'll keep an eye on the chip on the recorder. The rest of you should stay alert. If they do turn on us, fall back to the regions with higher particle density. Their suits are damaged and they probably don't are low on ammo. There's no way 404 could lose to people like that. The other three dolls nod. Contingencies. Now keep quiet. We're almost there. 404 returns to the tunnel where the survey corps is waiting, and they discover that the troops sitting around the patch of empty ground, quietly discussing something. Larian, you see this position? After this, take your guys break through. Ignore everything else. I'll do my best to keep fighting and focused. The fighting focused in the other direction. You think it'll work? Depends on our luck. All we can do now is take a chance. I hope things don't get bad enough that we actually have to do it. Got it. Once we're done, we'll head back ASAP to support you. Yeah. After handing out assignments, Dimitri looks up to see 404 and signals them to come over. What are you doing? Klukai studies the patch of empty ground. It is covered with salt from the tunnels. There's a simple map and various symbols drawn on it. The upper left of the map has been circled for emphasis. It's something that you tin cans would understand. This is a defense plan. We use the environmental data you sent back to make a rough sketch of the surrounding terrain. This way, we can set up ambushes around the areas and with lower radiation density and ambush those mangy security guys. We weren't just sitting on our asses while you guys were out. Dimitri taps the circle part on the map and writes an F there. Kukai looks at the map. What? You guys are gonna fight mangy security head on? Damn straight. We're gonna teach him a lesson. Our remaining supplies cannot support an assault like this. We'll be going against mangy security and Blue Sphere, whose fighting power is unknown. This plan is foolish and I do not approve it. Wasn't asking you for approval. We weren't expecting 404 to fight anyway. During this time, head back to that hole you found and escape through it. You dolls have neurocloud cores or something, right? That ought to count as evidence too, right? So be careful on your way out. You can lose as many arms as legs you want, but don't damage those brains of yours. We don't have the firepower to even widen the hole. Even if you can hold off Mangi to buy us time to retreat, it'll still be unworkable. After hearing Klikai's answer, the Survey Corps troopers laugh. The Sarge was right. He even managed to get a response down perfectly. I told you, right? She's a total stick in the mud. There's no way she could have come up with a plan like that. See now? Don't rely too much on a machine's processing. In the end, the human brain is more useful. Good thing I didn't bet on that with you, Sarge. Otherwise, I'd have lost that crate of vodka under my bed when we get back. Hey, what are these guys talking about? Making fun of Leader? I guess they are. Though she is kind of a stick in the mud. Anders, stand back. I'm sure Leader's gonna get mad if they keep making fun of her for another minute. No, another 30 seconds. But fighting is... Girl. As they see Klukai's face turn more and more grim, the Survey Corps troopers manage to settle themselves down in time. Had enough fun. Would you mind telling me about the rest of your plan now? Can't widen the hole because you don't have enough power, right? If you don't have it, then we'll just find it. The power supply to the sanatorium has been cut off. There's some kind of natural gas in the gas lines, but we haven't found a matching transformer for them, which means we can't make use of them. How is that a problem? You need power? We got that in spades. Saying so, Dimitri points to the military backpacks off to the side. Are those batteries? Yep, of all kinds, and they all have universal interfaces. Take everything you can use. But where did you get these batteries from? Mr. Dimitri, did you? As she thinks of what the answer might be, Anders quickly glances at the protective suits that the soldiers are wearing. Just as she expected, most of the indicator lights on those suits have gone gray. Only a few people, including Dimitri, still have lights on. Mr. Dimitri, Unable to compute what the troops might be thinking, Anders' neural clashes. Whoopsies! What the heck? They're probably making some pointless calculations again, right? What is it now? You think we'll surrender to that Bliat Balls or something? Bliat Balls is kind of funny. This guy's got comedy after very big comedy in his little mask reign. Yeah. Bitch balls. Just look at you. Your weapon safeties are off. You think we're gonna fuck everything up at the last minute with some desperate struggle that'll end up getting us all killed? Don't get mad, Mr. Dimitri. Just hear me out. I'm terribly sorry. Anders, why are you just admitting it? After taking the doll's reaction, Dimitri laughs scornfully. Save it. There's no way Tinkens like you could possibly comprehend the choices we humans make. Logic isn't everything. Your hard-coded definitions of victory defeat don't apply to mankind. And besides, you actually think we'd let you walking calculators know if we actually wanted to trick you? Don't look down on us humans. It's precisely because humans are so unpredictable that we're so wary of them. What? You expect me to praise you for that? Forget it. Arguing now would be a waste of time. Just take the batteries that you can use. Don't go making excuses later on because you can't blast a hole in the tunnel. But you'll be in great danger. Without their power supply, your suits' protective effects will be greatly reduced. Please, we've been guarding the Great Wall Railway for many years now. We know these things inside and out, definitely better than you. We're both low on firepower, and you're still going to weaken your own defenses? You must really be fucking insane. Yeah, I'm aware. Well, you can't blame this fucked up world for that. This time, Dimitri doesn't bother arguing with Klukai. Instead, he decides to roll with what she's saying. You once said that this place used to be part of the NSU, with fields and roads and cars. People lived in towns, close to the land, under a blue sky surrounded by green as far as the eye can see. Well, we weren't born during those times, and we sure as fuck didn't see any of that. The only thing left now is a desert. Kukai seems confused. She's not sure what he's trying to say. You saw those people in the settlements on the way here. All they can do is hide in their shitty little houses, waiting to die of old age, sickness, or being eaten by wandering elids. That's the Yellow Zone. That's what life here is like. But are things in the green and white zones really that much better? The entire fucking world is like this. Once, we lived all over the land, but ever since those fucking collapse particles spread everywhere, all we could do was huddle in our shelters without taking out a step. Even then, Dimitri's voice suddenly fills with anger. Even though we're all stuck in our holes, there's some brainless, blind fuckers out there. All that they only love their only luxury prison cells and want to stay in them forever. Mangi Security, Paradise, or whatever fucking Fabin is funding them. We need to do something about those bastards. Otherwise, we won't be able to live with ourselves. That's right. Those bastards need to pay. You know, I once thought that General Carter was gone, the NSU was gone, and that at any point in being a soldier was gone with them. But you know what? This purification project crap, though it sounds sketchy as hell, it's actually managing to slowly take back what used to belong to us, to all of mankind. That's what I saw during my years at the Great Wall Railway Defense Force. So regardless of what I believe in, or what kind of state the NSU is in, protecting it is my duty as a soldier. Hell, as a human fucking being. Besides, this is NSU land I'm standing on right now. I once said that I'd do anything to protect it, and that hasn't changed one single bit. Dimitri's words fired up the soldiers around him. This crude and brutish sergeant is used to having his actions speak for him. He berated every man here before, and he also stood at their head to lean on them. Everyone here knows that there's a fire burning in his heart, but they never once knew where his anger came from. Perhaps what drove Dimitri to depression wasn't the destruction of his ideals, but being rejected by the people around him, or the things left unsaid with his friends that he would never get to resolve. He was deeply unhappy with his world, and yet he loved it dearly. There was no way someone as passionate as him could sit back and watch the world march into destruction without feeling a thing. And naturally, he hated himself for being too insignificant and too weak to do anything about it. But ever since he joined the armed forces and pledged to protect the Neo-Soviet Union, he has never once put down the gun in his hand or in his heart. His words remind him of men of the Soviet Corps, of the oath that they took. Once, they swore to join the NSU army to help push forward the purification project, but every time, things had not turned out like they had wanted. But even if things do not turn out as planned, as long as they can do what they can for the sake of their oath, it will serve as the kindling for their flames of hope, the bedrock like Minecraft. It will serve as the kindling for the next flames of hope, the bedrock on which civilization will be rebuilt. This vast land will bear the proof that they have existed. Nobody knows who was the first, but one by one, the troops straighten up, solemn looks on their faces before looking towards Dimitri and saluting him. This is not a rational decision. Even without taking Blue Sphere's combat power into consideration, the men of the Survey Corps cannot face Mengi's security. The only way you'll accomplish your mission is if 404 stays behind and engages them. Otherwise, you'll just be throwing your lives away. I told you, right? For humans, victory doesn't abide by the definitions you have in your heads. What's winning, you ask? For us, it's making sure you guys can get that chip out of here. Being able to give those arrogant bastards a good spanking would be a nice bonus. I repeat, according to your plan, the probability of Hyde 404 successfully evacuating with the chip at most is 24%. Meanwhile, the possibility of the Survey Corps perishing is 100. My calculations aren't wrong. It's not too late to change your plan. What's this? A machine trying to point out the flaws in my logic? Do I look like an idiot to you? I do not understand what you're trying to say. Fukai's tone is a little stiff, but the look in her eyes says she isn't going to back down. You don't want to admit it? Alright then, tell me. If 404 stayed behind to face the enemy, what's the probability of the Survey Corps surviving and getting out of this place with that chip? Not even 5%, right? We're going to die if we stay. But does that mean we'll live if we go? These are our lives, and we get to use them any way we like. So don't worry about pointless crap, you tin cans. And besides, if we let you tin cans handle the fighting, you just run up and bash your heads into those guys, right? What you need now is tactics, and you have got to be tactical, right? We will adopt the most ideal strategy. You don't have to worry about that. The most ideal strategy. Those Mangi's guys have a doll too, you know. You think her processing power is that much worse than yours? If you can think up a plan based on whatever data you have, they can do the same. Then you'll lose the initiative, and they'll beat you like a drum. You're relying too heavily on the unpredictability of human beings. The fact is, after seeing Klukai wants to press the point, Dimitri clicks his tongue in annoyance. That's enough of that. If you're a machine, then use your ice-cold logic and do your job. What's the point of bitching about all this anyway? It proves that she's a lot more than a machine, I think. And besides, we're your clients. All 4-4 has to do is follow orders like good little robots. Got it? What the hell do you tin cans even know? He's said that many times throughout this entire debacle. Dimitri's tone is underlying as unyielding as ever, and his expression shows no sign of softening. He quickly rips off the battery of his suit and throws it into the backpack. The remaining troops follow him without the slightest bit of hesitation. Now, all the lights on the Circuit Corps' protective suits have gone out. I don't understand. If we dolls are destroyed, and we lose, all we lose is a stretch of our memories. But if a human dies, that's the end for them. That's why humans instinctively reserve their lives as their top priority. But what you have done is the complete opposite of that. I truly do not understand why you have made this choice. Ah, that's enough. Shut up already, Bliat. That's an order. Got it? An order. Now take those batteries and fuck all the way off. Like I said, I don't understand why you're doing this. But I respect and understand your choices. First Sergeant Dimitri. The fuck are you doing? You're being so formal all of a sudden. You being so formal all of a sudden is creepy as hell. As he looks at the solemn expression on Klukai's face, Dimitri suddenly realizes what she means. Perhaps humans and dolls will never be able to think the same way and reach the same conclusions. But at the very least, they can have the same goals. Don't go pretending to be so serious. Although he looks like he can't be bothered with any of this, Dimitri holds out his hand to Klukai. I'll say this one last time, so listen up. We are the 30,762nd Platoon of the 7th Environmental Survey Corps of the Neo-Soviet Union and District Environmental Unit Purification Project under the URNC Contamination Zone Management and Recovery Administration. By the way, Blair, I fucking hate that title so much. It's such a fucking mouthful. It makes me mad. Bring the contents of that lockbox out of here in one piece. Get it out of this mountain and get it out of the contamination zone. Got that? Request acknowledged and accepted. We will bring the chip and the recorder out in one piece and hand them over to someone trustworthy in the URNC government. They solemnly shake hands. Then Dimitri's face cracks a smile. That's more like it. See? You tin cans should have just done that earlier. That way we wouldn't have all this issue, right? Sick of it. I swear this is the last time I'll ever work with a tin can like you. Now get out of here before I change my mind. All the best. They've argued every step of the way here, but before bidding each other farewell, they finally shake hands and make peace with each other. Aww. The proximity alarms hide 404 left in the mine entrance begin to go off 20 minutes after they leave. The final battle is at hand. Wahoo! Can you believe it? Reconnaissance complete. Regional information has been consolidated. Transmitting. Retrieving data. Echelon deployment complete. They can probably hold on for a little while longer. Let's go, Mekti. Don't die, okay? Gameplay. Very brief gameplay, though. gameplay that I am once again going to auto because what am I supposed to fucking do about it? It's like the 40 levels below my unit strength, so it's like, why bother? The actual gameplay comes in like end game content and attachment writing. Damn, that one still lived? That's crazy. Woohoo! I've installed a temporary signal booster. Leader, we can contact the survey corps now. Dimitri, do you read me? There's a short burst of static, followed by Dimitri's annoyed voice. Basically, XCOM, yeah. Cut the crap and get to work. Right. Anders, set up the gun. Magdi, help hook up the backup power. Will do, Leader Klukai. Magdi, I'll have to trouble you to help me out. Okay, who knows? Maybe if I might be able to. Magdi hesitates for a moment and then decides not to finish her sentence. Focus on the mission. Belka, stay alert. Ensure there are no threats within 100 meters. Avoid any contact with any Mangi security forces. If you do encounter them, wipe them out immediately. Leave it to me, leader. 4 members take their positions, and the sound of the server corps exchanging gunfire with Mangi security comes in over the comms channel. Squad 2, fall back to point 5. Draw the enemy in. Squad 3, flank them from the right. Dimitri barks his commands amidst the gunfire, serving as a rallying beacon for his men. His troops have entrusted their lives to him. Their battle cry and blood are the fuel for their ideals. Sarge, Squad 3 has taken out the target. Your orders. The trooper's voice has been drowned out by a torrent of gunfire, and he says no more. Reality is as cruel as ever. Squad 3! Do you read me? Squad 3! Shit. This is Squad 5. Squad 3, they're all gone. Squad 5, fill the hole. Yes, Sergeant. Sergeant, this is Squad 4. We've encountered elids. Your orders. Kill the fast movers. Don't let the others head towards Lyrian and 404. The battle rages on. The regional comms channel is filled with the sounds of gunfire, electric static, and the howls of elids. There are fewer and fewer responses to Dimitri's voices. Dimitri silently counts up the number of survivors, then grits his teeth and makes up his mind. Lorian, how are things on your end? Just arrived. Got delayed by a bunch of elids. I've opened up the compressor valve, but I'm the only one left now. I'll get back ASAP. Although he's doing his best to pretend that there's nothing wrong, his voice trembles a little. Nobody can be completely unmoved by death. Right. You stay there for a bit and keep an eye on things. Contact me again once you confirm that it's working. And stay safe out there. Everyone, begin falling back to point F. Mind your ammo while moving. Once you reach at point F, close with the enemy and draw them in. Having received their orders, the soldiers murmur their assent and begin their final relocation. On 404's side. If I'm not wrong, they placed a lot of emphasis on point F, right? They circled it heavily on their map in the Salt. That was the place from the first batch of intel we sent back, if I'm not wrong. It's a pipe room near the public baths. A small room sealed on 3 sides. The water and gas pipes for the baths pass through there. Then, are they going to... Leader, are they going to be okay? From what Anders said earlier, the natural gas is dispersed through the entire pipeline network. Even if it leaked, the gas density in the room wouldn't be enough to trigger a detonation. Don't worry about that. Focus on our mission. Anders, Mekti, and how are things on your end? Leader, we've successfully connected the backup power supplies. We can begin loading the program. Start now. After the program is loaded, follow it immediately with a warm-up sequence. Begin a countdown 1 minute before firing. Understood. After giving our orders, Klukai switches to regional comms frequency. Dimitri, we've begun loading the program. Are you still there? Of course. Who the hell do you think we are? Everyone hold fire, and once you get to your point, wait for my signal. The channel briefly goes quiet. Is Blue Sphere there? Not on my side, but some of the squads falling back has spotted her. A deafening gunshot blends in with the piercing shriek from an alien. Shut up! Dimitri, what happened? Dimitri! There was no response from the channel for a long time. About 5 minutes later, all the noise from the other end slowly fades away. I am here now. Blue Sphere's cool, calm voice comes in over the regional comms channel. Belka, destroy the amplifier! 4-4, cut all comms now! The transmission cuts off. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Seems like they're in trouble. Before we continue with the story, let's clear out all these, because, you know, I can, and I want to. Go, my scarabs. Continue. Go, go, go. Damn. And usually and for added context, the things you usually get from the extra missions that branch off from the main, like, story missions is the stuff you get for, you know, the, whatchamacallit, the... What was I saying again? Alright, it's the stuff you use for the extra lore and on the lore page. Words. I agree. I'm good at words. Some might say, I like words. Evacuate all units? Oh, that means there's much longer gameplay now. There we go. One by one they leave. Oh fuck, you mean I actually gotta play the... Damn it. You mean I actually have to play through the mission? Boo. Boo. Sigh. Me when I am forced to play the video game. It's like, I know, right? It's like having to play, whatchamacallit, being forced to play Honkai instead of just putting the game on auto. And then just explode these guys. Hit them with illness, the sickness, the disease, as some might say. Alright, time to evacuate. Go, my scarabs, leave the zone. I did it! I won in 6 turns! And now I get to get all the funny things from the completion tab. Not yet though, because I still need to finish the story. Which we're almost done, by the way. Yippee! Yahoo! Story. Cutscene.
これは用済みですね。連絡員1名をここに残し、他は404の捜索を。調査隊の生存者は見つけ次第射殺。報告は必要ありません。ディミトリー総長、ほとんどの場合、絶対的な戦力差の前ではどんな戦術も無意味。だからこそ、極めて稀有な事例が伝説となる。
くたばり損ないが。
404はどこです？
知らねえな。人形がどこへ行こうが関係ね
え。Oh shit, really?
あなた方がおとりで彼女たちにチップを託したことは存じております。時間を稼ごうとしても無駄ですよ。
てめえらには見つからねえさ。居場所を聞くくらいだ。どうせ地形も把握しちゃいねえんだろ。笑えるぜ。ここで散々パラデウスと口くり合ってたくせによ。その銃がなけりゃてめえらみてえなおまぬけなんざ今頃全員俺にぶっ殺されてるぜ。
そうですね。しかし私には時間がありません。残念です。あなたが状況を理解し正しい選択をしていれば彼も死なずに済んだものを。
Trouble. What was that? Trouble. Chief victim. Man, I sure hope he's okay. He was an asshole, but he was a likable asshole. Yeah. That's how it tends to go sometimes, you know? People are assholes, but they're likable assholes. Another cutscene. What race? Oh boy. Maybe. Subtract what at least? Do it, Piccolo! Do it! Special technique. Area explosion. This is a special beam cannon, by the way. It is a cannon that has a beam. Laser. And the entire place goes up in smoke. Literally. But they did look at explosions. They looked directly at the explosions. Ditch the gun, observe light discipline, and fall back to top speed. Head to the northwest. Yes, leader. Come on, run, run, run! Should we head back to the fork and try to contact those guys? Kukai glances back at the mine entrance. It's spewing flame and belching smoke like an actual smoke signal, sending a warning of danger to those in the distance. As she watches the plume of smoke rise into the sky, Klukai's gaze hardens. We're leaving. Hyde 404 runs through the night as explosions go off non-stop behind them. Holy boot bounce, man. Two more left. Two more battle nodes, and then one story node, the finale. They move quickly, avoiding Elite attacks as best they can, but this sustained high output movement is rapidly draining what little of charge there remains. Leader Klukai, we'll need to lower our travel speed if we do not replenish our power supply in 20 minutes. Understood. Maintain our current speed as we move on. Are you sure we're supposed to be headed this way? Feels like we'll get easily lost without a GPS to track our position. We can use celestial navigation. Since there are frequent storms in this region, the sky is actually clearer than the white zones. According to the stars, we're proceeding in the general direction of our temporary base. That said, pinpointing the location of the supply caches we've encountered along the way is going to be quite difficult. Quite difficult, you say? So, we're basically super screwed then. Can we really take those soldiers' stuff with us? Just thinking about it gives me a headache. Mekti isn't giving up right away. That's new. Well, they said all that stuff, and they even gave up their lives for us. I mean, I don't really understand how this sort of thing feels, but I see it all the time in anime. In humans' terms, they would be a really great bunch of soldiers, right? So I kinda wanna try and be like those main characters in animes and finish the mission that they entrusted to us. Oh, it would be super cool, right? That doesn't matter. However, Falco glances at Klukai, who's running at their head. Even I end up as a pile of scrap here. I'll make sure I help leader finish their mission first. Looks like everyone's pretty motivated. Too bad the motivation is the same as battery charge. Maybe just enough charge for the four of us to walk out here would be good. If only we could use magic. I could say, summon supplies, and the supply point would appear in front of us. You should go ahead and say that then. Huh? Because we just found a supply point. Klukai gestures, signaling for the three of them to stop. Are those Mangi security personnel? Aren't they all in the mine? They're possibly sentries who are left outside to stand watch. They didn't find our escape tunnel, but most likely a perimeter set up around the salt mine. Wait a minute. You said supply point just now. Did you mean... Oh, no, that's too scary. We can't do that. If there's no chance, we'll make one. Besides, there aren't that many of them. We still have a chance. Hyde 404, prepare for battle. Eliminate all enemy units and plunder the supplies. Yar! I be stealing your treasure! If I put a box of explosive next to you, what would you do? If I put a turnip here too, what would you do then? While the battle rages on, Klukai looks around from where she's hiding behind cover and sets her sights on a jeep that's guarded by only one trooper. Everyone listen up. I'm going to seize this Mangi security vehicle in 10. At my 10. Belka, Mekti, stay put and divide the enemy with suppressive fire. Anders, follow me and suppress the trooper near the vehicle. Yes, Leader Klukai. Be careful, Leader. Hurry up. We won't last much longer over here. Move out. Now. As Klukai gives the orders, 404's dolls split up and deploy. The isolated Mangi security troopers are caught completely off guard by the sudden ambush and panic. Some of the men are on the outer perimeter try to drive away, including the man Klukai marked earlier. Anders opens fire to intercept them. Meanwhile, Klukai uses this opportunity to reach the vehicle. Die! Klukai coldly opens fire. Her bullets pierce the vehicle's windshield, and the driver is hit. He loses control of the vehicle, which comes to a barreling towards Klukai. Klukai seizes the opportunity and leads on top of the vehicle before slipping into the cabin through the side window. She opens the door and throws the stunned driver out. Then she takes his place, steps on the gas, and turns the steering wheel around, sending the jeep towards the other 3 dolls. Everyone, disengage and mount up! After hearing Klukai's command, the others climb into the jeep. Klukai glances at the vehicle's GPS and quickly figures out their current location. She drives towards 404's temporary base, chased by the sound of Mangi Security's gunfire. Wow, guys, they made it out! They made it out! They did it! They're gonna get the chip out! They're doing it! They're doing it! Anything else I can get in the shop really quickly? 2 basic info cores. Yum! One thing. We're almost done with the story, guys. That's not foreboding. That's not foreboding at all. It's been a long time since we last met Klukai. I wonder who's gonna show up here. After evading pursuit from Mangi Security, 404 organizes the various supplies inside the Mangi Security Jeep before topping themselves off on their own discretion. Good thing we picked a Jeep with lots of stuff. It's a shame there aren't many spare parts, but having a full charge feels great. I didn't pick it at random. That vehicle only had a fifth of its designated complement, but its ground clearance was as low as the other vehicles. That implied that this vehicle is heavily laden with supplies. Well done, Leader. Dismount once you finish resupplying. We don't know if there's a tracker on this vehicle, so we'll have to go on foot to avoid Mangi Security catching up with us. I checked the environmental data stored in the vehicle against a static map of the region and found an abandoned settlement nearby. Since our night vision gear is damaged to varying extents and a collapse storm is coming, why don't we take shelter near there, Leader? Right, let's do that. They climb down from the vehicle and then begin heading in the direction Anders indicated, toward the abandoned settlement. Fortunately, 404 manages to reach the abandoned settlement before the collapse storm hits. Right, everyone, rest and resupply. In order to conserve power, Belka and Anders will use night vision in shifts. Observe light discipline throughout. Will do, Leader. After that, the ruins are plunged into darkness. Klukai takes her out her terminal again. She doesn't expect the signal to come back. She doesn't expect the signal to come back on, or for him to reply. Instead, she just stares at the long list of messages reading, "Where are you?" And it seems to grant her a small measure of peace. When we were traveling with all the soldiers, every night was always lit up. Now I'm having a bit of trouble getting used to not having them around. Well, we dolls never needed much in the way of light in the first place. If it wasn't because of Klukai our night vision mode was damaged, we wouldn't use lights at all. Mekti leans against a nearby wall. But for some reason, I just can't fall asleep. As Anders polishes her gun, she begins unconsciously humming the soldier's song. Anders, please stop. For some reason it sounds really weird hearing that now. Sorry, I did it without thinking. Unlike the other 3 dolls that are showing signs of relaxation, Klukai has calmed herself down and her expression is cold as she slightly regards the box in which the soldiers gave her. We will succeed in carrying out this mission. The rope binding the box has come loose. Klukai carefully undoes it and prepares to tie it back up again. Leader, picking up strong heat signatures at your rate. Everyone, take cover! Before Klukai can finish speaking, she hears the sounds of bullets ripping through the air from behind and to her left. Since she can't see, she is forced to swiftly duck on pure instinct. Although she avoids being directly and fatally hit, the higher energy particle flux around the shot ruthlessly melts through her right elbow, and her forearm flies free, along with the case. Damn it! Mekti! Huh? Mekti, who's nearby, leaps out and grabs the box. Inertia sends her rolling across the ground, but the box, clutched tightly to her chest, is safe. That was close. Mekti, behind you! Mekti didn't even get the chance to look back before a shockwave slams her into a nearby wall. The ruined wall collapses and Mekti is pinned under part of it, unable to get free. You're... Blue Sphere. Whoa, good heavens. A creepy, mechanical creature they've never seen before stands at the exact spot where Mekti has landed. Mankey security troopers begin streaming around her. So, you dismounted ahead of time just to launch a sneak attack? Looks like you must have been beat up pretty badly if you had to be this cautious. Indeed. No further mistakes can be allowed. Blue Sphere waves a hand at the troopers to spread out, forming a rough semicircle. She stands in the middle of the encirclement, and she is truly gruesome sight. Much of her synthetic skin has peeled off, exposing engorged muscle fiber bundles that bear scorch marks. Parts of her jet black metallic endoskeleton are twisted at bizarre angles, supporting her still vaguely human-shaped torso. From their configuration, her limbs can no longer be described as arms, or legs even. They're entwined together in a state that alternates between the stiff and twisted. Their ends split into what looks like bestial or human hands. Klukai knows that this is definitely not normal, but she cannot work backwards from Blue Sphere's current state to figure out what she might have looked like before this. She looks like a patchwork mess of hastily cobbled together repairs, but close analysis reveals that the welding points have been between each segment of her body are very regular, as though this was how they were meant to be. This creature looks especially gruesome against the backdrop of the night and the storm. And though she has abdicated her place as a doll, only her emotionless face allows her to be identified at all. You're looking pretty twisted. You must have been pretty desperate to have caught up with this quickly, huh? Blue Sphere, who had originally ignored Klukai's taunts in favor of glaring at Mekti, suddenly raises a gun and points it at Klukai. Her target has already switched to her remaining left hand and taken aim at her. Understood. I will be watching shortly after we finish up. It shouldn't be too long. While the remaining members of the Survey Corps did manage to slow me down and inflict some damage, the 4 of you will not be able to leave this place. Let's find out then. I'll never forgive you if you hurt Leader. Belka and Edgar support their guns at Blue Sphere, while Mekti struggles from where she's buried under the rubble. However, Blue Sphere pays no heed to her. Hand it over, and your mission will be over. It's only over when we send you to the recycling plant. Everyone, prepare for battle! Dun, 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 dun. Wow, she got up from the rubble. Unfortunately, this is going to be another cakewalk because easy difficulty for events. Ew. Ew. It's gross. That was gross. Girl, why did you do that? Rage tiles with varying effects. Unaffected by control effects like stun, taunt, command prohibition, and frigid. Cannot take cover due to its large size. She's able to summon different support units. Oh. Okay. Mods, kill her with hammers. Damn, girl, that's damage. Uh-oh. Run! Ouch! Uh-oh. Oh, she's hurt bad. She's hurt very bad. And there's Mechty still under the rock. Ouch. Shining beacon in the brave new world. Roadkill. Sexton's jump scare. Second form damaged. Unable to switch. So you're saying that she can't switch to her second form because her frame was damaged? Affirmative. The doll called Sexton's nods and coldly regards her former comrade. Stay alert. Bepley, Krolik, get 404 onto the vehicle, now! Lucia is sprawled in front of the two of them. She raises her head and tries to make out the information her visual modules are relaying to her. Sextons? Designation confirmed. You are? Unable to identify subject. The cold, unfamiliar gaze lingers over Lucia for a moment longer. Then Sexton shakes her head, paying no further attention to the shocked Lucia. She heads over to Vepley to help over Krolik move 404's frames. As she watches the dolls before them, Klukai snorts coldly. She had expected this much, but she's also a little disappointed. After all, he's not here. When she was facing off against Lucifer at the end of the rope, she saw a set of blinking signals, Morse code for "Where are you?" At long last, the countless messages she had sent over all these years had finally been answered. I'm here. I'm here, reaching far across these new frontiers. Although she was out of rounds, although she knew this was merely a signal to coordinate with her, at the most critical juncture, Klukai used the muzzle flash from her gun to respond to the signal, because she knew that once the smoke cleared, everything would be fine, just like now. So, you're the backup Levo was talking about. She's got a lot of guts to be bringing in such unreliable reinforcements. Forgive us. It took us a while to pinpoint your positions. Klukai does not accept Groza's apology. She puts on a strong front as she turns away to survey her surroundings. Just then, a familiar voice finally comes through Groza's terminal. It's been so long since we last worked together. So how about not being so picky, 416? It's Klukai now. After hearing her stubborn, proud voice, I sigh in relief. I have a lot to say, but I have no idea where to begin. The feeling between me and Klukai and me are likely a recently undammed river, swelling yet still a little stagnant. As a mix of emotion was washed over me, I reply with the crappiest line imaginable. So, Klukai, that's your name now, is it? Then let me try again. It's been a while, Klukai. This isn't a very long time for dolls, but it seems to have caught Klukai off guard. Katak, katak, katak. Blue Sphere doesn't even bother waiting for them to finish their introduction as she begins emitting strange noises which draw everyone's attention. Must complete the mission. Target's self-destruct program has been activated. Self-destruct program? What's she trying to do? Klukai. I will remember that name. With that, Blue Sphere closes her eyes. A blinding white light begins shining from the missing parts of her body. Self-destruct. Collapse crystal. Wide area catalyst. Activated. Initiating countdown. 20. 19. Collapse crystal. Oh no. What's wrong? Paradise has planted a large amounts of collapse crystals in this area. If they all release their particles, this place will become an instant red zone. She must have linked the switch to her framed OS program. We need to destroy her frame before the countdown ends. Groza opens fire and bullets rain down on the ruins of Blue Sphere's body, but the program shows no sign of stopping. Krolik, destroy her torso! Right, coming! Gently. Krolik, who has already made it to the side of the jeep, dumps Mekti onto Sextons, who has already carried her and Belka, and then charges towards Blue Sphere while swinging her blade. However, the edge grinds to a halt after making contact with Blue Sphere's skull. I can't cut it! What the hell is she made of? 10, 9, 8. Blue Sphere countdown is still going. Everyone, open fire! The bullets throw up clouds of dust, but Blue Sphere's self-destruct countdown continues inexorably. 3, 2, 1. It's too late. Beep, 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 beep. There's a blinding flare of light and the sound of an alarm, and then Blue Sphere's torso spews a shower of sparks before completely going dead. Everything is silent, and there is no change in their surroundings. What happened? Did anything even happen? Karlik, grab Klukai and get out of there. Vapli, you're driving. Give me a reading on the radiation levels in the area. Leave it to Vapli. Actually... Another familiar voice comes in from Groza's comms terminal. Dyer. Basically, you don't have to worry about anything so much. I managed to terminate the Catalyst program. Just barely managed it in time, though. It's a really close-run thing. Good thing I checked Sexton's OS earlier out of curiosity, so I managed to find a loophole I could exploit. Their gen dolls are pretty interesting. Make sure you bring back Blue Sphere's body. Huh? So you mean the program didn't even turn on? Why didn't you say so earlier? I wasn't sure myself, so I kept quiet. Well, fortunately, turns out everything turned out fine. We'll talk about the rest later. That place is pretty dangerous. Rosa, withdraw. Understood. They did it. They saved the world. They did it. They finally did it. Grab the last of this. And that 8. We could do a multi almost, I think. Really quickly, we do this. Be there. Here, be there. And then everything begins. Bro, don't do that again. Never do that, ever. I will smack you upside the head if you do that again. Ouch! We did it! Woohoo! We did it, guys. We saved the world. Now we can actually do 2 multis. Yippee! Really quick this way. That. I only roll up 2. Not much. I have one more to do. Yahoo! Supply station. One more basic core. Basic input core. And now... Oh, challenge mode isn't even open yet. Ooh, cringe. Okay. Time for the last segment. Neural link check. No abnormalities. Frame function check. No abnormalities. Self-diagnostic complete. Booting systems. 10. 15%. Usually dolls can wake up right after changing frames. Are you okay, Klukai? Check again. Her link is fine, her frame function is fine. So why is the self-diagnostic portion taking so long? I'll keep an eye on her, Mei-Ling. Why don't you go and get some rest? It's been days since you last slept, I think. Okay. Please contact me if anything comes up. Don't worry. As her newly activated auditory modules detect the sounds of departing footsteps, Klukai opens her eyes in the diagnostic capsule. Morning, Klukai. Although it's actually nighttime right now, and it's been a day since they brought you back. But that's not important. Give that arm of yours a workout and see if the hydraulics in your new frame are working well, yeah? Klukai obliges and raises her right arm. There doesn't seem to be any damage to her new frame. What about the others? You guys are really badly damaged. Transferring your local neural backups took a lot of effort. In your case, you were slightly better off. The other three will need more fine-tuning, though. Also, Klukai, while I designed Mekti's switch for you, could you at least try to limit the number of time you use it? She's exceeded her operational tolerances. Fine. Huh? Fine. Just like that. I'm gonna check your neural code again? Defects in your personality presets can be pretty hard to fix. You're the one with a defective personality. After glaring at Dyer, Klukai sits up on the examination table. Dyer sighs in relief after seeing her reaction. The look on his face seems to say, that's more like it. Where are we? Where's the commander? This is the Elmo. Wait, why are you with the commander? How did you find us? How did you stop Blue Sphere's catalyst program? Wait, hold on. One question at a time. Yeesh. You think this is like stuffing data into a stack or something? Fine then. Answer one at a time. Well, it's pretty complicated. Or so I'd like to say. Let's get started from the part when we lost contact with you. When that happened, the commander managed to make contact with me. As it turns out, I had to head down to the region to troubleshoot any network issues, so I got on the Elmo. The commander said Lena sounded very worried about when she contacted the Elmo and urged the commander to send his dolls over to save you guys ASAP. But in the end, I was the only one she could get into contact with. And those dolls of his put me through the ringer. Ugh. There was one called Kolfne who was smiling with every word she said, but listening to her just turned my stomach. Dyer lapsed into complaining, but Klukai seems entirely unmoved. Get to the point. Alright. So after we reached this area, we found our comms were blocked. We checked our static maps and then we checked out several base stations. Most of them were old and poorly maintained, if they were maintained at all. However, quite a few of them showed signs of being deliberately destroyed by human hands during the recent past. Commander concluded that someone was trying to cut the comms in this region. The Elmo servers didn't work there, and after we left, we got service back, but we still couldn't contact you. Just sitting around and waiting wasn't a solution either, so the commander organized the dolls into several squads, and began searching in the direction you were headed when we last contacted Leva. And guess what we found? If you want to play a Quisto, you can head to a TV station. I thought you seemed a little too tense. Anyway, while Groza and the others were searching, they found 2 troopers from the Survey Corps. Unfortunately, they were too badly hurt for us to save, but we managed to protect the base station they set up. So you're saying the military comms lines weren't completely cut off? That's right. They were just jammed, so once we broke the jamming, we could use them. And they all just so happened to have the equipment it needed to do it. After that, I worked my magic to modify the Elmo's comms modules to match the wavelengths used by the temporary base stations. I'll skip the detailed explanations, but you can think of it as converting an Elmo into a mobile miniature base station. Right. Once we got the signals back, everything went pretty smoothly enough, and with Meiling's help... you don't know Meiling, do you? She's the Elmo's machinist, and she's usually really good for someone she's really good for someone so young. That said, she looks like she's constantly overworked. She looks like she was about to collapse from exhaustion just now, so I sent her back to her room to get some rest. It's only been a few short years, but the commander's evolved into an even better slave driver than you. Get to the point. Don't make me repeat myself. Alright, I got it. Yeesh. Anyway, after that, we found another signal in the region, being broadcast on a different network. However, the security level was really high and we tried trouble figuring out how to get into it for a while. At least until that blue sphere ball dropped its security level for several minutes to verify your position, which allowed us to hack in. So you could have contacted us back then. Why did you wait until the very end before revealing yourself? There was a risk we could have been discovered. It's like making a call with someone else's phone. It's fine if they don't check, but if they had, we would have revealed ourselves right away. So we didn't step into the light until we absolutely had to. And that was your decision. I'm just a technician. If it were up to me, I would have contacted you right away. After all, I don't know what happened to you. And contacting you sooner would have led to me solving your issue sooner, right? Truth is, it was the commander who told me not to contact you. As she senses the sheer amount of trust placed into her, Klukai feels like a kitten and treading on her neural cloud. It looks like he's grown a little over the years then. In any case, that's how we found your location and eavesdropped on Mankey Security and Blue Sphere's operations. Sergeant Dimitri was one hell of a guy. Thanks to the explosion he triggered, Blue Sphere's body was badly damaged. Enough that she took a long time for you to take... Enough that she took a long time to take her second form. Otherwise you wouldn't have lasted long for us to get to you. It's a shame he didn't hear your last exchange with Blue Sphere. There's a wistful look on Deer's face. You can pretty much guess what happened after that, right? I checked Sexton's frames in the neural cloud, found that her operation module was very strange. The commander said that when he met Darcher before this, she should have been working with Sextons. That's rough, brother. I'm sorry to hear that. I forget. Your cup race is next gens or Arca cars? I forget. I do remember you talking about your leagues a little bit. Also, hi, Mad Bull. Welcome over. Combine that with how Blue Sphere and Darcher kept calling you second-gen dolls, then that probably meant that they saw themselves as dolls who would be the next generation. Nice, not bad. Yes. Lei was with Lena now. Apparently something came up on Leva's side, and as a request for help came through Lena. The commander contacted them yesterday, but it was Lena who picked that up. And she just told the commander to send you guys over ASAP. Send us over. Kukai looks doubtfully at Dyer, but after seeing that he seems clueless too, she decides to drop the question. Forget it. I'll contact her later. And I'll make sure to settle things with her too. Also, you managed to stop Blue Spheres because you examined Sextons, right? Yep. Since they were both third-gen dolls, there was a high chance that their designs shared some certain commonalities, so we tried to hack Blue Sphere's neural cloud using the loopholes we discovered in Sextons. Fortunately, she was so engrossed in pursuing you four that she didn't notice what we were doing. Then we discovered that scary switch inside her. Oof. Scared us half to death. It's pretty much a nuclear launch button. Blue Sphere, Mankey Security, Sect Fob behind them. Their sins must be brought to light. I'm with you there, but... But what? You know that chip you were protecting? Well, there's a bit of a problem with it. What? Hey, relax. It's not completely broken. It's just the data on it is damaged and it can't be read for the time being. What caused it? Turns out that Blue Sphere was really cautious about even though she looked like she was spacing out. She managed to get one over you in the end. Remember that light from her when she triggered her self-destruct? It wasn't simply her burning out her components, but a powerful EMP too. An EMP? Yeah. It's not like it's complicated tech, but putting it off didn't need any special equipment. The problem is, at close range it managed to gauze the chip and the recorder you were protecting. Can the information still be recovered? Mei Ling and I tried, but there's not much we can do about it in the short term. That said, this isn't our field of specialty, so we can't completely rule it out just yet. I'll contact friends of mine who are experts in this and see what they can do. Get it done ASAP. Alright. We left the chip and the recorder with the commander for the time being. Why did you give them from the commander? This was a request for 404. After thinking about the dangers hidden behind this mission, Klukai is reflexively attempting to exclude the commander from getting them involved with them. Lena passed on the message when she contacted the commander yesterday. Oh yeah. I think the commander said something about Kalina making a call to him. He's already in the ops room. You wanna go see him? I already loaded up a map of Elmo into your local storage. Alright. Fine. As I'm discussing 404's mission with Leva and its links to the Elmo's previous encounters, I hear the door to the ops room slide open behind me. Unsurprisingly, the person standing behind the door is Klukai. As I think about our previous, somewhat awkward call, I quickly adopt a relaxed and casual attitude. So, all fixed up now, huh? Looking good. I should have Dyer help Mei Ling look at the breakdown on our side if he can spare the time. Provided you can all afford to pay for a mechanic's expertise. Hopefully it won't be too high, right? I'm kind of broke at the moment. Yes, Leader Klukai. Ever since you became our leader, it's been nothing but money from her. She even sends me a long list of bills, fully itemized too, I might add at the start of each month. I wouldn't mind being more relaxed about our finances, but unfortunately, my predecessor didn't leave a thing behind for me. What? So you're blaming me for this? Who else could it be? According to Dyer, Lena's the one who's been contacting the commander recently. Have you been busy lately? You never mentioned it in our previous calls. What have you been busy with, exactly? In short, I'm helping Colin look into that matter from before. The commander should know about it too. Basically, that little ruckus you all kicked off in ODE-01, Colin and the others are going all googly-eyed trying to sort something out. Unlike dear Leader Klukai, who can gallivant all over the Yellow Zone as she pleases, we have lots of work to do. Gallivant? Do you even understand the meaning of that word? Listen, do you? I know what you want to ask me. You want to know if the 3rd Gen dolls and what's happening on Colin's side are related to 404's mission, is that right? You want to know that too, don't you, Commander? Mm-hmm. Would be nice to know. Well, it's hard to say, but I don't really know. The smile fades from Leva's face on the projection monitor. We found some clues, yes, but we still don't know where these clues will lead. Our investigation isn't complete yet, and until we do verify that these clues are useful, Callum asked me not to reveal anything over wireless transmission. cautious. Don't worry, it's not because she's wary of you, Commander. But back to the point. Let's go over what you discovered during this mission, Kukai. From what you and the Commander have learned, Paradise is definitely using their Unitatis to perform experiments linked to collapsed radiation, and the place Kukai and the others visited was one of their test sites. What Blue Sphere was trying to activate at the end was the release mechanism that Paradise used to regulate the release of particles from collapsed crystals, a device which would allow them to control the radiation intensity within the area. And that's what I'm looking into. It's just a conjecture, but we can be sure that it's related to Paradise, Mangi Security, and Sect Faven that's backing them. Leva sends over some files. We need time to recover the data on the chip. You're too big a target now. Leva, our neural clouds have logs on our encounters with Blue Sphere and Mangi Security, as well as what we could read from the chip. But as you know, doll neural logs aren't exactly admissible in evidence in the court of law. Whether it's laying charges on Sect Faden or looking further into the organization behind Paradise, we need the chip and the information on it. So, there's nothing we can do now? Well, I guess you could bide your time. On the screen, Leva's constantly fidgeting with the interface. Her attention is clearly on other things. You've got a new mission now, Kukai. 404 will be escorting the evidence and keeping it safe. Leva! Aw, come on. Don't make that face. I know you're not happy with this outcome, Kukai, but 404's mission has always been to investigate Paradise's movements. So technically, you haven't failed, right? I know that. I don't need you to comfort me. Then what if the Commander comforted you instead? Huh? What? Huh? Oh, fine. I won't mess with you anymore. Both the Elmo and 404 have been revealed to the unknown mastermind behind all of this. I'll do my best to erase all traces of your activities, but just be aware there's only so much I can do. I might be able to help a little in the green zones, but in the yellow zones, where there's no government oversight, well, be careful on the road to Lviv. Understood. Thank you for your hard work. Well, it's supposed to be a new mission, but we'll be on the Elmo, so life should be easy. 404 should just relax and treat it as a vacation, and use the time to sort out your neural clouds. Anyway, that's all for now. Take good care of them for me, yeah, Commander? Don't worry. I don't plan on letting a thing happen to him. Leva's image vanishes from the projection monitor, and the ops room falls silent. I struggle to find something to say that can break the awkward silence. Klukai and I haven't met in a long time, and her face looks downcast. She must have a lot to say, both about the 10 years which have passed and everything which has just happened. But I don't know exactly where to begin. She stares hard at me, and she finally sighs. You've got a lot of dolls on your vehicle. Yeah, you know Groza, and there were others that who joined after her. I'll introduce you to them later. Even after leaving Griffin, Griffin's commander is still as popular as ever. We're just making a living together. In the yellow zones, there's safety in numbers. Actually, since Kalian is my employer, does that mean 404 are my bosses by proxy? So I'm your boss now, am I? Works for me. 404 will definitely be making the most of that. Alright, feel free to help yourself to the Elmo's facilities, boss. Go ahead and pick any room you like. If you need anything, feel free to look Mei-Ling up and she'll order it for you. So don't hold back. Your loyal, brief, registered bounty hunter is always at your disposal. Then get me a room so I can write up a mission report. Well, you've only just completed your mission, haven't you? Don't you want to get some rest? Do you think everyone's as slack as you? Oh yes, the boss is always right. Good luck, boss. You'll need it. I can't imagine. I don't like Bristol that much, so I don't race Bristol. The track makes me feel mad, it makes me feel angry, I don't like it. It's very pee-pee-poo-poo, I feel. But maybe that's just me and I don't like Bristol. IMPC earlier today was a mixed bag. It was a decent race, but I definitely could have performed a lot better. In the end, Klukai is the only one left in the ops room. She doesn't start working right away. Instead, she sighs and looks out the window. Slowly, a greenish-gray mist spreads from the horizon, and she knows the dawn is coming. Operation Smoke Signal did not end in a satisfactory way. Those men who gave their lives to pass on their warning were ultimately buried in the land they sought to protect. In that place which was furthest from the sun, they gave their lives to illuminate the land. The choking sands swallowed their battle cry and the truth. The world cast out these broken soldiers, and the passage of time saw to it that they were forgotten. Such unfairness and injustice can be seen everywhere. Those soldiers who protected their land have even forgotten what their homes ought to look like. Klukai looks at the door the commander left through, and her thoughts turn inward. Of course she's happy to be reunited with the commander, and of course she's happy that her long years of reaching out have finally been answered. However, what awaits them both is deeper and graver danger. While she believes in herself, all what she's been through, she can't be entirely certain that she will not be swallowed up by the night. But at the very least, the dawn has come. At least, she will no longer be wandering at that faraway Aphelion. In the distant horizon, the sun slowly rises. A moment later, a fragmented melody echoes through the ops room, bereft of the passion it once had. I will complete your mission. After all, I'm luckier than you. Because there's no way the person I found would just stick back and hide in a hole. Of this, Klukai is certain. The bits and pieces of the tune gradually coalesce into an orderly melody, praising the ideals of an old and longing for their home of today. But the sun is still here, and the land is still here. I hope the dreams in this song will leave this barren, empty land. I hope it will become the rays of daybreak that will cut through the darkness, shatter the endless night, and ignite the light of dawn. Inside a simply furnished office, a middle-aged man in a suit is listening to Cocoon's report of the situation. Lucier successfully triggered the EMP before her body was destroyed. The contents of the chip were destroyed, and all the members of the survey corps have been eliminated. What are the chances the data can be recovered? Non-existent. This technology uses the latest developments from the Stout Group and guarantees that the complete elimination of all data within the target media. According to the last telemetry of Blue Sphere, she was attacked by someone other than Hyde 404 in the Survey Corps. The attacker's identity was unknown, but Sexton's was among them, and she did not recognize Blue Sphere. Sexton's. Can you identify the attacker? There was nobody left by the time the cleanup forces arrived, but Blue Sphere's body was gone too, and they couldn't find any usable leads. However, Blue Sphere's self-destruct was coupled to a neural cloud meltdown, and our access privileges were summarily terminated as well, so there is no chance information about us could be leaked. Considering Sexton's conditions, it's likely the unknown attacker might be related to the individuals who infiltrated the Paradise settlement at coordinates XX352E2-00120EX. Find them ASAP. Understood. Also, I am quite interested in those dolls from 404. Have you looked into them? Yes, of course I have. They are a small-scale armed group of dolls who manage themselves and typically accept commissions through email. Their clients range from ordinarily underground brokers to major consortiums in the green and white zones. And some of their commissions even originate from the government. Their assignment this time was from the NOMFA, and their stated objective was to investigate illegal PMCs in the region. So you're trying to say that this was an accident? That's how it appears, at least. However, there are 2 dolls within Hyde 404 who have not taken part in field operations for a very long time now. Meanwhile, a certain NOMFA official is looking into the activities of the Gerard Group has recently gained a bodyguard detail of 4 dolls, 2 of whom are registered with the same name as them. Gokun recalls the doll who had once matched wits against her. It would seem that her hasty handling of the data from before has indeed left the loophole which can be exploited. At the same time, the mysterious man realizes what she's hinting at. Carry on with your mission. Just before the middle-aged man is about to hang up, Cocoon stops him. Sir, if I may ask, how exactly do you intend to dispose of Blue Sphere? Issue her a new frame. She will continue handling battlefield eliminations. Sir, it seems you are being exceptionally lenient towards Blue Sphere. Nobody would be harsh on a tool. Focus on your tasks. I need to know you. I'll need you and your team to deliver results that will satisfy it, at least until the deadline. The middle-aged man raises his chin softly. It seems he is displeased. Of course, sir. Have a good weekend. Transmission ends. Wow. And that's the end of Aphelion. Part 2. Part 2. The second part of the second part. Which is also the second part. Which is now, I guess, technically the third part. Because I had to split the stream up. Wow. We did it, guys. Aphelion, Part 2. Part 2. Dispatch complete. Woohoo! So what do I need now? I don't need that. Some. Select horses. very quickly, let's get some dispatches done. Alright. Let's just finish up grabbing some stuff and then we'll end our stream properly this time. Trace back. Classified regions. Deeply buried crystals. Alright, we saw the summon. Last end of stream summons. That's all that collected. Now, time to wrap things up on stream. With summoning! Very quick summoning. Oh, I guess I'll grab Tololo. Yes, AK, I believe. Wow, such a pretty night sky. Very scenic this one is. Alright, sometime. Gun. Purple gun. That was a purple gun. Gun. All gun. What's that? One more time. For me. And nothing. Yahoo! Yippee! Yay! Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. French! Ooh. I'll get Mickey at some point. Trust. Oh. Nice frames. Aphelion 2. 2 Aphelion. Anyways, now that everything's done, I believe I will be calling it a stream. So, thanks for everyone who decided to stop by and say hi. Appreciate it. Next week, probably Gran Turismo Wednesday. Gran Turismo daily. I'll think about it. Probably daily GFL2 occurrences, and then we switch over to Gran Turismo because I have stuff to clear on Gran Turismo. A lot of stuff, too much stuff, some might say. And then Saturday, not sure, something. All right, Saturday, TGRNA. Next week, very good. But yeah, thanks for those who decided to stop by. Appreciate it. And I will see you all next time. Bye.
You
Bye.